So, as if I don't have enough shit going on in my life already, I've decided to start shooting some Super 8 sound film. So sound film has this little magnetic strip along the side. And they don't make it anymore. So the problem is, you have no idea if your camera microphone is working properly until you've already shot the film and developed it, or got it back, and found out to your chagrin that your camera microphone either wasn't switched on, wasn't working, maybe your camera sound heads aren't working. You've got to test the stuff out. But you don't want to waste a new virgin roll of sound film doing it. So this is what I propose to do. Firstly, I will take a previously exposed roll of film with the sound stripe on it. I'm going to load it into a cartridge, and then I'm going to shoot it with the microphone on and see if it records anything to the sound stripe. Now, of course, this is a silent cartridge, and that's a problem because it means that I can't use one of my reloadable cartridges to make this all a bit easier, because the reloadable cartridges are also silent cartridges. What you need is a sound cartridge. And here another problem presents itself, because they don't make reloadable sound cartridges. So what you've got to do is to get an old Kodak or whatever sound cartridge and somehow open it up, reload it with this strip of film with sound stripe on it, and then you're ready to shoot. So after looking a bit online, I've discovered that the best way to non-destructively open one of these is with a bottle opener. And I found that rather easily you can just pry it off with a bottle opener. Now you have to be careful because the front and the back are actually all in one piece. So this side I found it was actually easier to get a knife and make the first incision, and then use the bottle opener just to pry it open. Don't try and lift the top off because it doesn't come off. So the way the sound cartridge comes apart is that both these sort of flare out and then this middle bit comes out. This is not the way that the reloadable cartridges open up, because these aren't designed to be reloadable, but we're doing it anyway. Super 8 cartridges comprise of a section for the unexposed film and a section for the exposed film to be wound onto. So here's how to reload one. Firstly, you're going to need to put this tray in, this tray here, and that stops the film from tightening up too much. Then you're going to put your roll of film, holes up towards you, holes up, and comes out this way, around this little wheel and out there. And then keep holding on to this because otherwise it's going to fall out. It comes round here past the exposure gate, and then around here past the recording head where the sound recording is, round past this kind of heart-shaped thing, and then here it's going to wind onto the attach onto the bobbin. Now, as you can see, I've trimmed it to make this little sticking out bit. So you get this in, you get the little thin strip into the bobbin there. There it goes. And that's going to hold on to it. Fold it back. Put the bobbin onto the spindle. Remember that it doesn't go that way, it goes this way. And it starts winding on there. So to reiterate, it's coming around this bobbin, it's coming through there, past the sound head. Recordings, the magnetic strip is up towards the cartridge. Holes on the left, emulsion on the outside, and it's coming around the top here, around this wheel, and to here. Now, you've got to try and get this entire thing over here without disturbing what you've just done. So this is to put it mildly, it's a little tricky. After a few tries, you might get it, if you ever want to do this more than once. So on the other side, let's make sure that bobbin is coming through the... There we go. And to make sure it's working, turn this and we can see the film. See the film is moving. See, like that. And it's all in place here and here. The best thing to do at this point is to secure it with some tape, because you do not want this thing popping open at a bad moment. So here we are, our sound cartridge with film in it, ready to go into a sound camera. I'm going to load the reloaded sound cartridge into Old Faithful here, which is a UMIG macro sound Super 8 camera. It's the only sound one I have that works. Okay, goes in there. Let's run it a few frames just to make sure it's working. Sounds good. Now I'm going to attach a microphone to this thing. Right, I have two different microphones for this UMIG. This one is one that came with it. It's this rather cheap and nasty looking one with this plug on it. The big one is for the sound and the small one is, I think, phantom power. So I'm going to talk into here. Testing, 1 2 1 2. This is the handheld microphone. Right, now let's test with a different microphone, and that's this one. This is a very nice boom microphone. It's not inside its furry sock or anything, which I don't have one of those, but I'm just going to hold it by hand. It comes out of a XLR, and at the other end of the XLR, handy little cable here, is a mini jack. So I'll just plug that straight into the auxiliary microphone input on the camera, switch it on, and let's test this. Testing, testing. This is the boom microphone. Let's test that from across the room as well. Testing, testing. This is the boom microphone recording onto Super 8, la-di-da-di-da, from about a meter away. Right. Testing, testing. This is both microphones. Here's the handheld mic, and here's the boom mic. One interesting feature of this is that you can actually switch the camera on and off using the microphone on-off switch. Listen. Hello. Off. Hey now. That's actually quite handy for remote. If you set up the camera and you walk some distance away and you're the only person there, then you can just start and stop recording as soon as the mic comes on. So, hi there, how's it going? This is the microphone. And here's the boom mic, still on. And I've got to be running out of the film at this point. I can't really hear if it's run out, but it ought to be. So when we opened the cart back up, we found that the film is now all wound around the bobbin. So that's hopefully has the re-recorded sound stripe on it. So here's where we're going to need our sound projector, and I'm going to use the wheel here to quickly just reel up the film onto a spool. Whoa, okay. Fuck me. It threw the bobbin right across the room. Before I project the sound and test it, I've got to trim this little strip off the end or it won't load properly. There we go, so that's going to go through the projector and then we'll see what we've got. Alright, ready to go. I have zoomed in on the sound head for this.
Testing, testing. This is both microphones. Here's the handheld mic and here's the boom mic. Hello, hey now. Hi there, how's it going? This is here's the boom mic, still on. And I've got to be running out of the film at this point. I can't really hear if it's running out, but it ought to be. Is it? Let's hook up to the boom mic here. That's got to be it.
Now, although the recording is suffering from wow and flutter, it at least confirms that both the mics and the camera recording head work. Since I know the projector is working, it seems the wow and flutter is caused by the camera motor not pulling the film past the recording head at a consistent rate, probably due to the film encountering resistance on its way through the cart and dragging as a result. To test this theory, I found a roll of clear leader with a mag stripe on it, part of a lot I won in an auction. I loaded it up into the sound cart, did another mic check and played it back through the projector. I wasn't quite expecting what came out.
The killers, they say they're heartless and mean. But I said it was pride that
Shotgun
I wanted
microphone
to
in
smile
close
when
proximity.
he was honest and upright and clean. But the law fooled around, kept tracking him down, and locked him up in a cell, till he said to me, I'll never be free till I'll meet a few of them in hell. If a policeman is killed in Dallas and they have no clues to guide, if they can't find a fiend, they just wipe the slate clean and hang it on Bonnie and Clyde. Someday they'll go down together and they'll bury them side by side. To a few it means free. Hello, hello, hello. But it's death to Bonnie and Clyde.
Say something else.
Gonna rain on that Thursday.
It seems the clear leader had already been used to record a poem written by Bonnie out of Bonnie and Clyde. Not only that, it hadn't been recorded over by my subsequent mic tests. I realised this was because Sound Super 8 cameras do not have an erase head, because, well, why would they? These films were only designed to go through the camera once, so if you wanted to wipe a mag stripe clean, you had to do it on a projector that had a record feature. My projector has this, but it doesn't seem to work. The main thing is that there was no wow or flutter this time except at the very end of the film. I'm pretty sure this was because the clear leader passed through the cart with much less hindrance, and I don't think a pristine sound cart will give me any problems either. So that's it. I'm satisfied the sound system works on this camera, and it hasn't cost me a single foot of irreplaceable sound film. So it's time to use one of my precious sound carts, and I'll be back with the results of shooting that. So until then, keep watching, keep shooting, keep subscribing and commenting and all the rest of it.